butter and jelly in it is sitting separate from the outside of the bowls, facing up on the ground. There's a indentation in the ground to the left of where the bowls originally were.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what it indicates. But the bowls are both sitting upright, so they haven't been like rolled over or it looks.
You can blow on that again.
It looks like there is what appears to be a fingerprint on the inside of the bowl that has licorice left in it.
Can you point it out?
It is right here.
Right below there.
Yep.
Okay.
There could be additional fingerprints to the right of that.
Okay.
There is a large smudge on the outside of the bowl.
Okay.
What is now the front of the bowl.
Okay. May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Before you continue.
Uh-huh.
Did you see me place these bowls out last night? Can you look at me with surgical gloves on?
Yes, absolutely.
Did I clean those bowls thoroughly with rubbing alcohol?
You did.
And did we check to see if these gloves left smudges on those bowls?
We did.
And did they leave smudges on those bowls?
They did not.
Correct. So there were no prints on those bowls when I put them out here, were there?
There were not.
Okay, but there does appear to be prints on the bowls now.
Yes, there's a similar to what we found. It almost looks like similar size to what we found after the first night.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Now we got the peanut butter bowl, which appears, I mean, it's complete. There's no jelly residue anymore. There is residue of peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
Almost looks like there's a print inside
In the bowl?
inside the bowl on this side.
Okay. I will be, for the record, for everyone else that's watching this, I will be bringing these bowls back to camp with surgical gloves. So I will not be leaving any of my fingerprints on these bowls so we can try to lift them.
So I would think if it was a smaller animal that the bowl would have stuff stuck to the outside of it, you know, ground debris and stuff, and it doesn't look to have that. I just kicked right. Okay, in the other bowl.
Okay. Can you squat down?
Yep, the other bowl is. Oh, it doesn't have anything left. It has no sandwiches left in it.
So no chewed crumbs inside the bowl or outside the bowl?
No. I do see smudges on the... there were smudges, what looks like maybe the tip of a fingerprint on this side of the bowl.
Okay.
I see smudges on this side. Don't know if that would be from something, from the sandwiches being pulled out of the bowl.
Okay.
It looks like there could be another possible, some like tips of fingers on the edge of that bowl.
Okay.
On that side, and a wider looking Could it be a thumbprint? From this side of the bowl.
Okay.
I'm not, from this angle, I'm not seeing any dermal ridges.
Okay.
Not seeing anything. It doesn't look like there's, debris. It looks like the bowls were scooted on the bottom or picked up and moved, but not flipped over. There's no like debris
on the top.
Right. You think if they were rolled over.
Can you look at me when you're saying that?
Yeah, when you'd think that if they were rolled over, there'd be like pine needles. There's a lot of pine needles and stuff here. So there is a pine needle inside the bowl, or some which could have fallen off the trees. On the bottom of this bowl, it almost looks like there's like the side of a fingerprint.
Where?
Right down in there.
Uh-huh. Okay. Point again.
Right here.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like a small print. There also looks like there could have been, it looks like maybe fingers.
Right.
Down in here.
Okay. Okay.
And that's the bowl that strictly had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in it.
So, Gunnar Monson, while looking at the camera and talking to me,
Yes.
this is your first time ever in the woods, right? You're a total city boy, never been out in the woods before, right?
That is not correct, no.
Oh, well then can you enlighten the viewers about your experience in the woods and or with Bigfooting?
Well, I've been Bigfooting for probably 25 years, so, and spent quite a bit of time in the woods.
Do you hunt?
I do not hunt.
You do not hunt, but you've been Bigfooting for 25 years?
That's correct.
Okay, go ahead.
So, this is my first experience with gifting bowls, and
Look at the camera.
yeah. But the first day we found what were clearly fingerprints with thermal ridges on them. The bowl on the side, we found prints on the bottom as well as on the inside of or on the outside of the bowl, with something that looked like a thumb and like an index finger and a middle finger.
Okay, that was 2 nights ago.
That was the first, yes.
Okay.
So each night that we've been here, there's been activity in the gifting bowl area.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday was messy day.
Yes.
Interesting. The first night was that one of the sandwich halves that was left was actually peeled back, where it looked like something had licked the inside of or used their fingers to get the contents of the sandwich out. I mean, the bread was actually bent backwards, and you could see actually where the crust had been kind of squished, like you would expect fingers to do. So.
But no little critter teeth marks on that bread.
There was absence of, I mean, there wasn't what I would have expected to find with small animals, crumbs, that bite marks on they would have nibbled on the bread. I can't imagine what animal would have actually bent back a piece of bread with fingers to lick the contents on the outside without nibbling through it or chewing through it. So,
yeah. Okay.
I suspect that we've been visited by forest people.
By forest people. Cool. So you don't see evidence of little critters chewing and leaving crumbs around or whatever.
And not today. No pieces of. I mean, the sandwiches are completely gone, and the idea that what would move an apple down the trail without rolling it down the trail,
and leaving scuff marks or something,
or nibble or chew marks, or any kind of teeth marks in it,
because it would have carried it with its mouth.
More,
Yeah.
That's what I would suspect. Yes.
Yeah. So, Gunnar, you and I best buds. We hang out all the time, and
No, not we.
No.
No.
Oh, so we're more like acquaintances, right?
Yes.
I mean, we've known each other for a little while, but from a distance.
Right.
And you're down here to. Well, why'd you come? Why are you here?
To get. I was invited and been interested in the techniques that you've been using and the results that you report from those techniques.
Mm-hmm.
I've not experienced anybody else that has has a habituation situation like this and has shown the dedication that going back and the patience to go back to the same area year after year after year, even driving the distance that you do.
So driving, 800 to 1,000 miles round trip every month.
Right.
Is what you're referring to.
Yes.
So I drive that distance every month and spend 3 to 5 days out here every month to perpetuate a hoax. Is that based on what you've seen here? Is that what you think I'm doing?
Well,
because others online watching this think I'm doing. Huh?
Yeah, well, that seems unlikely.
Okay.
You're a big guy and you're sleeping in the cot next to me.
Yeah.
So I think I would have noticed if you had gotten up and moved, and I did not. So
to come out here and mess around with this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Did you see or hear any activity around the perimeter last night?
I did. I heard crunching and moving through the brush and stuff.
Right.
And I did see some what could have been eye shine on a couple different occasions. A red glow and some yellow.
Cool. Anywhere along the way, this is for us day 3, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is day 4. Mm-hmm. We've spent 3 nights out here. This is starting our 4th day. Mm-hmm. Are you convinced there's squatches out here, or just a bunch of animals and this data is being misinterpreted, or?
I don't know what other animal would. I mean, we found fingerprints. So
on the bulls?
On the bulls.
Uh-huh.
And with dermal ridges.
Uh-huh.
So
squirrels could have done that though, right? Fingerprints and dermal ridges.
Well, I don't want to meet the squirrel that left the size of fingerprints that we found on the bull. So I mean,
What about deer? Deer could have left fingerprints.
No fingerprints from deer or elk.
Okay.
No bear.
Could leave fingerprints?
No fingerprints from bear.
Okay.
Also, I mean, when I told a friend of mine, they brought up raccoons.
Yeah.
Raccoons have fingers, but again, I don't want to meet the raccoon that has
fingers that big.
Fingers that large. They were not as large as our fingers.
Yeah.
But they also seem to have a different proportion to them, the way that the hand laid on the bull.
Right.
But we could actually see the break in the knuckle on the bull, and I think I see a similar break on the. I believe it's that bull. Mm-hmm. So
cool. One last question I have for you, and then I'm going to give you closing comments. Okay. So the last question I have before your closing comments is: anywhere along the way in the last 3 nights, or this being the beginning of day 4, have I served you any Kool-Aid at all?
Kool-Aid?
Yeah. Have I given you any Kool-Aid?
Me a bottle of water.
yeah, but he's drinking Dr. J's Kool-Aid. He's been deceived. He's a stupid blind follower. Have I given you any Kool-Aid?
No.
Gunnar?
No, I do not feel like I've been served any Kool-Aid.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Closing comments, sir. anything you want to say to people that are watching this?
I mean, you have to consider, well, first of all, this is not, there's several things going on in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just found, the gifting bulls, I mean, the fingerprints make it very compelling.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can eliminate a lot of, I don't know what other animal creature would leave human-like fingerprints behind and leave the bulls in the condition that we found them.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, we have, you're building a body of evidence with repeated contact and increasing contact from what's been reported.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent behavior with the food bowls that after experimentation and you found items that they seem to like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's with the increased activity last night.
Yeah,
it kind of is exactly what you would expect that because the first night we had what seemed like a few individuals around camp, and then the second night seemed like it was just 2 or 3 individuals around camp, and there was less food taken out of the bowls. Last night, there was what Dr. J reported, seeing 12. We could hear, because he was going around the edge of the camp, actually counting by using his cell phone to light them up.
While I was playing music.
Right,
mm-hmm.
which they seemed fascinated by.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning the bowls are everything's gone except the licorice is not as popular an item.
Yeah, well, they took half of them.
Right, which that I had, and I would expect with there being a lot more forest people in the area, that more would be taken.
They're not a big fan of sugar, other than the peanut butter and the jelly. They love that. They're peanut butter and jelly addicts. Raspberry jelly, by the way. I've tried blackberry jam, strawberry jam, apricot. Mm-hmm. I've tried all kinds of other jams. They won't take it, but the raspberry they love. So you said increasing body of evidence earlier.
Right. I mean, there's been prints found in the area. There's sighting. Visual sightings by multiple people, not just. It's not like you're coming out here by yourself,
right? And
you've invited a variety of people out here, and there's a consistency to what's going on,
right?
So,
okay, footprints, audio recordings,
right? Vocalizations.
Did you hear any vocalizations out here yet?
The night before last, I actually thought it was Mike's stomach.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, "That wasn't my stomach. It was in the woods."
Yes.
It sounded like a gurgle, like a stomach gurgling, like that. And it was it would have been just not too far inside the woods to our right from where we were sitting.
At the 3 o'clock position.
At the 3 o'clock position. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Gunnar Monson. Any formal titles with your investigation?
Well, I am a longtime BFRO investigator.
Okay. So, I really thank you for your time, for coming out here and vetting the area. For those of you who don't know what vetting is, that means verifying or validating that I'm not making this crap up. Am I making this crap up, Gunnar?
If you are, you're doing a damn good job.
Thank you, Gunnar. I like being told I do good work. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for being here, Gunnar. I look forward to a developing friendship with you, and I promise never to serve you Kool-Aid. Over and out.